Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome to another edition of Samplin Samples. Today, of course, a special sampling samples. It is the inaugural Samplin Samples video on Atelier month for May 2017, day one. This is, of course, as you may have saw this morning, I drew out Vanille Insensee by Atelier Cologne, released in 2011. Nose behind this one is Ralph Schwager. Now the big notes to this nose was, of course, vanilla. It's a vanilla-based scent, lime, oak, vetiver, and amber. So a very interesting day. The scent itself was actually okay. I really wasn't blown away with Vanille Insensee, as you're going to see from my impressions. So the first thing that hit me when I first put this on today was that it was obviously a vanilla-based scent. It immediately hit me. I was like, this is vanilla. However, it didn't have that push that a vanilla-based scent would have. Obviously, from Atelier Cologne, their bread and butter is trying to get EDCs out of the EDP push, basically. So you're gonna see everything kind of pushed back and emphasizing on the citruses. So I wasn't really surprised on what I was getting here. So it didn't really have that push. It's not big, bold, it's truly pushed back. And the good thing about that, it was actually letting the other notes kind of shine, mainly the citruses. And when you got a big bold vanilla, it's kind of hard to get the citruses to shine. One of those fragrances that really does have a great way of doing it, but it has I guess a softer vanilla, but still, it's still big. It would be a Sublime Vanille by Creed, which I reviewed this year. So this is what I got from it. There's some lime, there's some citron here. However, they were also very faint. Just enough that it received a splash of citrus in this opening. Very nicely done citrus. However, you weren't getting a full effect of the citrus. It was just a small splash. The sweetness is there, but it's just there to say that it's there. It really wasn't that sweet of vanilla. It was just a soft, mellowed, and a lot of vanillas kind of bring out the orchid in it, or the floral aspect. Sublime Vanille does the exact same thing in a deeper way. I wouldn't call this floral, but a lot of you that have a lot of experience in vanillas, you'll know what I'm talking about. It had that vanilla with a bit of that, I don't want to say, it was almost like a sparkling feel because of the citruses here. I would not be surprised if the vanilla that was utilized in here was the vanilla bourbon. I'm really getting a lot of vanilla bourbon out of this one. The oak in this one, very surprising. Was more of the backbone of the fragrance, of course. Kept the scent drier than I felt like I was going to get out of this thing. The oak really did give me like a dry aspect to the scent. The oak was almost actually lost on me. I almost missed it in this fragrance review, to be quite honest with you. Until I depleted my sample, like I went ham on my hand here to really try to get a good impression for the initial impression of obviously this video. And I caught it, and it was a sneaky little devil. I almost missed that portion of this particular fragrance. I really had to delve in and kind of see, oh, look at the oak. But the main aspect of this introduction was mainly the citruses, the lime mainly, the citron a little bit, but the vanilla also. Everything really pushed back. Now, the longer it stayed on my skin, the more it came onto my skin, the longer the vanilla turns into the star of the show. I felt like amber was coming in too. I really felt like this was a vanilla amber combo, more into the dry down. The citruses are long gone, they're lost, and now it's more vanilla with a little more depth to it. So you had vanilla, you still had that oak, that vetiver, and of course some jasmine in here. There was a little bit more sweetness, more into the dry down, because it didn't really hit you much with the sweetness in the introduction. Here I had a little bit more. Of course, jasmine gives sweetness, so does amber, and so does vanilla. So not an overload of sweetness. It really wasn't that thick. It didn't have that much depth. The vetiver brings the vanilla down a notch a little bit in this dry down. Nicely done, very much unisex, soft, vanilla-based scent. Staying power in my skin, this is where this fragrance really didn't do much on me. I am pretty much halfway through the day. This thing was done 5 to 6 hours with this sample, and I depleted their whole sample. Really moderate to skin projection on this one. Now moving on to the good and the bad. The good things about this fragrance, I could see this is a definite unisex vanilla-based fragrance. I really think that it plays both sides of, you know, the masculine genre with, of course, the oak, the vetiver, even jasmine, vanilla, or really unisex notes. Really easy to splash on. If I had a full bottle of this, it'd be very much a scent that I wouldn't have to think. If I wanted to wear vanilla, but wasn't too dense, this is a good thing about this fragrance. Vanilla for work, or even a summer or spring scent. I really felt like it was a tamed vanilla. Actually, I felt when I was actually wearing this, I was like, this may be good for layering, actually. So it's one of those. I don't layer fragrances, but I know a lot of people do. I think this one would be actually really good for that. The bad things about this particular fragrance, it's a lighter vanilla. So for the heavy, dense vanilla lovers out there, the boozy vanilla lovers, you know, the spiritueuse double vanille like myself, I really think this is not for you. This is really going to get almost to the boring stage that you're looking for something a little more for your vanilla. It's not pushing that much vanilla. It's almost like one of those vanillas for people that don't really like vanilla that much. Very simple composition to it. Didn't really scream out complexity to me. So that goes to a final take. Is this bottle worthy another sample or a pass? This is definitely another sample for me. I think this one has potential, but I'm not sure about it yet. It was very much one of those that really didn't wow me. Again, this is my very first time wearing it. I depleted a sample one day wearing, and that's it. So you can't really judge these videos on what I think, but one day is what sampling samples is all about. So that goes to a star rating. 1 being trash bin and 5 being I should get my hands on this now and buying a bottle. Vanille Insensee gets a 2-star rating from me. I really felt that, you know, fragrances like a Sublime Vanille would trump this fragrance. Of course, with the price tag, it's way more, but I really like my darker vanillas, and it's going to be really hard to really impress me with a softer vanilla. So that's just me. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for day 2 tomorrow morning. I will let you all know which one of the samples is my scent of the day. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.